Huh. This is a USB stick from Corsair. It's called the Survivor. It's waterproof, shockproof, vibration-proof. But is it fireproof? Is it height-proof? And exactly how much, elemental damage can this thing withstand before losing my very sensitive information because I'm stupid and I'm gonna put the only information that I have no backed up anywhere onto this drive and see if it can survive the test. The new OCZ TR200 from Toshiba is a great value SSD if you're considering upgrading your hard drive and get a nice boost in performance with cutting-edge 3D flash memory and ultra-reliable controller with built-in power management. Available in different capacities, check it out below. The issue though is that I don't have the appropriate elements to torture this USB stick, so let's go somewhere else. Hello good people, I have come to Panama to test out the Survivor USB stick. Let's put it through the elements and see if it survives. First order of business, the Survivor sticker is already peeling, but it is more stealth this way. But I really like this implementation of this USB stick. We have these rubber bits that potentially would absorb some of the impact, so the aluminum housing remains intact. It is waterproof up to 200 meters, so in case you place this in your pocket, forget to take it out, go to the ocean or go to some body of water, your data will be safe. But I'm curious to see what type of shock absorbent this aluminum housing can withstand, so let's go drop this thing, run it over with a car, leave it in the heat, I think it's like 40 degrees outside, for an hour and see if our data survives after being thrown in the ocean too. Okay, so the first order of business is to place some very important information onto this USB drive. So I'm going to place all the pictures that I've taken on this trip onto USB drive, delete it from my computer, so we have a little bit risk involved. I'm very surprised at how slow the drive is. It's not even reaching 50 megabytes per second for transfers. What's up? Okay, the files have finally transferred. Let me delete my local copy on the computer. This is very nerve-wracking because I've taken some amazing pictures. Well, let's hope I have not made a giant mistake. Corsair, please do not disappoint. Alright, so first let's do an extreme drop test. No, not that. I'm gonna literally throw this as hard as I can into concrete floor. So it is completely closed. See, that does nothing. All good. Alright, so as expected, there's some scuffs onto the body of the aluminum housing, but the little chunky pieces on ends plus the rubber pieces help to absorb a lot of that impact. And so it does look a little damaged, but I'm sure the actual drive inside is completely fine. So let's put some weight on it instead. Absolutely fine, I think. So after being run over by a car, looks like we have a little bit of damage on the rubber pieces, but they are still holding up and they can be used no problem. And the actual structure of the aluminum body has not morphed into anything because I can unscrew the tip just fine. next, before dumping this thing into the pool, let's first make sure that it works. Alright, so that did not go as planned. I think I threw it way too hard and the NAND flash actually detached from the PCB. The actual aluminum enclosure is all fine, but yeah. Now let's test out the waterproofing. I've placed a $5 bill inside of here and make sure that it still can protect you from water in case you want to transfer anything important in here that is not your data. So let's go to the pool. Good. It's waterproof, as they say. Alright, so for the unclimatic conclusion about the USB Survivor is the housing. The aluminum housing is waterproof, it's shock resistant, you know, there's absolutely no damage on it, and I've run it over with a car and I've smashed it against concrete and it's held up just fine. The internals, however, don't hold the same fate. Obviously don't throw it against concrete because the force of that impact will make sure that the interiors just fall apart into pieces, but I'm a bit surprised that the actual NAND memory is just attached to the housing and there's no other supporting mechanism to make sure that the USB stays intact in case this thing experiences a really fast and sharp contact with something hard. And looking over the USB connector, it has been warped, most likely when I was running it over with a car, because the aluminum housing, I'm assuming it can withstand a little bit of flexibility. To me, it looks just fine, but as you can see, I cannot even insert this into a USB port because this whole male connector is warped. Now, it would be awesome to see a derivative of this product that is, you know, super high impact proof. So if you throw this over like a 5-story building, it will not fall apart inside because the actual housing is totally fine to withstand those unnecessary forces, but the USB technology inside of it cannot. Alright, so that's it for my experiment with the Corsair Survivor USB stick. I honestly did not expect the interior to be so fragile, but now I know, and the exterior is super tough. And all my data, despite it was being deleted from the computer, I luckily was able to recover it from the trash bin. I'm Dmitry, thanks so much for watching, we'll see you in the next video.